Hi, Tony.
Hi, Mariana. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. Thank you. How are you?
I'm great too. I get to talk with you, one of my favorite humans.
Oh, I love it. So sweet.
Congratulations on season five. Wow, and it's getting deeper and deeper.
Yeah, it's crazier and crazier, but I'm still here.
I know, barely it seems sometimes. What kind of magic do you have to get these people to talk to you on camera? I mean, it seems like they come up and they're gonna, go against a cartel or something by talking with you, and you seem to make them feel okay.
I wish it was magic. It would make my life much easier if it was just magic. It is, I think, just persistence. I have an incredible team that works with me. We spend months, sometimes even years, trying to gain access to people. And it's not easy. I get a lot of no's. I've gotten used to being rejected a lot. But I think at the end of the day, people talk to us because there's ego involved. People want to boast about what they do. A lot of times their families don't even know what they do. So we give them an opportunity behind a mask to tell us. And I think at the end of the day, it's also wanting to be understood. I think it's a very human characteristic that we all share, that they know full well that they're considered the bad guys. And I give them an opportunity to sit down, to have a conversation, to sort of explain. I tell people, I'm not here to judge you. I want to understand why you do what you do. And I think that makes a whole difference.
At the end of the day, is this a satisfying job for you? I mean, do you look at the episodes and go, "Wow, you know, I gave this to the world."
Oh, absolutely. I consider myself incredibly lucky and privileged to do the job, the work that I do. I'm essentially going to places that are hidden, that are secretive. As a journalist already, that's sort of very enticing, right? There's a locked door, and journalists want to see what's on the other side usually. But also, I get to see, I get a glimpse of this underworld that very rarely people get to see, and I get the opportunity to show them to our viewers and raise awareness and being able to tell people to watch out for certain scams and also to be able to create human connections with people on the other side of the world that they think at first sight they had nothing in common, and that's really powerful.
There are episodes in season five, the new season, that are just disturbing as hell, and thank you for bringing them to our attention.
Oh, thank you. It's a good season. I'm very proud of this one. We've tackled issues that have an impact on all our daily lives. It's people often ask me, how do I find these stories? A lot of times it's just reading the headlines and then being curious about what's happening. Like what's this new wave we're hearing of the opiate crisis, this trank dope, this new sort of fentanyl that's killing a lot of people. How cartel presence in the United States, how are Americans being scammed? I mean, these are all issues that we see in the headlines, but we're not able to contextualize. And here I'm given an incredible opportunity to peel the curtain back and raise awareness and show these secret corners of the world.
I was very interested in how cartels are in small towns. You think that, they're in huge cities, which they are, but I mean, they're infecting small towns now.
They are. It's easier to operate for a lot of them. I think there's a few learnings from that episode. I knew there was a cartel presence in the United States. We're the biggest drug market in the world, so it's a no-brainer. Obviously, they're here distributing, selling their drugs. But for me, I think the biggest learning is that a lot of these cartel operators are actually American citizens. That is something that I didn't know, even though I've been reporting on the cartel for so long. I mean, people that don't even speak Spanish, they're American born, American raised, American citizens. That the majority of the drugs that come into the United States come through official ports of entry. So it's not through, sometimes it's through tunnels, but the majority of times it's actually official ports of entry. And then the distribution of these drugs within the United States, a lot of it is done in commercial airplanes. Companies like Delta, which is one of the companies that was mentioned in the episode. And that was mind blowing to me. I had no idea that was happening.
Yeah, and it's just mind-boggling how you untangle these stories and present them to us too. You're an amazing journalist, but you know that.
Oh, thank you so much. That's so nice. Let's start talking every day, Tony, please.
Yeah, well, there's not too many people out there, walking around with Peabody Awards and, all those Emmys that you've won, but it's so well deserved. I mean, the Emmys and all that, that's not why you do this. but your team deserves all this
Uh,
wonderful accolade.
Absolutely. It's such incredible recognition. I always say I think Trafficked is the hardest show to put on television. We're convincing people who don't want to be anywhere close to the cameras, who've hidden their lives from everyone, and we're convincing them to come on camera and talk to us. So that alone is really challenging. And so, yeah, it's just amazing recognition for my incredible team. I'm very lucky to have the team that I have.
There are people out there that think that this is all staged. It's not. I mean, I know that, but how do you talk to people like that?
I mean, I tell them that I wish it was staged because it would be so much easier. You know, people don't know how often I'm like traveling around the world. I have a family that I love very much, that I love spending time with. And oftentimes I'm traveling to the other side of the world trying to convince people to talk to me and to getting no's, you know. I've been caught in a military coup in Niger. I've been in, shootings in Sinaloa. You know, my team and I have experienced some crazy situations and sometimes some very risky and dangerous situations. It would be easier for all of us if it was staged, but it's not. And if you see the reporting and, you see the information we're getting, I also get emails and messages from law enforcement telling me that they've learned so much or that it actually is very similar to the experience they're having and the information that we're bringing out is very similar to what they're hearing as well. So that's always sort of a badge of honor for all of us.
In our final moments we have, and thank you so much for your time. I know how busy you are. What do you think audiences take away from watching Trafficked?
I think that yes, it is a dangerous world out there. Yes, these black markets are all around us, oftentimes where you least expect in your own backyard. But that the people, the operators in these black markets, that sometimes, not always, but that it is possible to find a human connection, that it is possible to sort of walk in their shoes for a little bit. You know, when I'm interviewing, a 16-year-old kid who carries cocaine on his backpack because he wants to one day become a dentist and his family is too poor to afford college, or a Jamaican scammer who works at a resort in Jamaica but doesn't make enough money to save the life of her grandfather who needed a $2,000 operation and died because no one could afford it. And then she went into scamming. When I'm interviewing these people, I realize that actually, this could have been me. This could have been you. And so as long as there's inequality in the world, there are going to be black markets.
Mariana, I appreciate your time. I love the show. I'm a huge fan, and you are, again, amazing. And we need to just grab a cup of coffee together sometime.
I'd love that. Thank you, Tony. Thank you so much.